busy week this
We
week.
did, and I don't know. Did you even go home?
Yeah, I feel like I didn't. I swear to God, it really feels like I didn't. But what'd you do this week? I saw some interesting things on Instagram.
Yeah, I mean, we're always cooking, making different things. But I mean, by the time this airs, it's going to be past. But this is the time to marinate. Well, start to cure. Get your olives ready.
Right.
So that's what I did.
Okay.
I got my green olives. I cracked them all with like a mallet. And then you soak it in like a salted water. And you just let it sit for like a good 10, maybe 15 days, depending on the olives, how they release the bitterness. And so I have that going.
So you don't it's not like a pickling brine, right? You don't.
No. It's just kosher salt and water.
Okay.
That's all it was.
Do you put oil in it? Not
or would now.
You do it. You would drain
it. Now the purpose is to get the bitterness out of the olives.
So
it's so funny. Like so many people like commented,
right?
And they're like, "Oh, I had no idea olives were so bitter." Like, because that's how they are, like raw,
right?
Raw off the tree, like it's bitter.
Where do you pick those up? I don't even know where they sell those.
At the store.
Which store? Funny lady.
I don't know.
I go to Stop and Shop or ShopRite.
No, not like a supermarket.
Oh, okay.
You gotta go where all the Italians are at.
All right.
Yeah, so I went to
Valentino's
near me, gotcha. And they have the green olives. I'm doing the black next.
Okay,
next month.
Is it the same process with the black olives?
Different.
It's different. What would you have to do for the black olives?
The black olives is more like a salted.
More so than the green ones?
But no water. It's more under salt. I'll show you.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to tell you too much. I'll show you.
Okay. Well, you're not just going to show me. You're going to show everybody.
Yeah. But it's more with salt.
Okay. It's heavy on the salt.
Yes.
Gotcha.
To get that bitterness out.
Okay.
The green olives, it's soaked in water.
Okay.
And salt. So, and you just let it hang out for like 10, 15 days, whatever it needs.
Okay.
And
so if you wanted to do it longer, could you? Or is that like, there like a
under
limit?
The salt, it could stay.
So you could just leave them in there.
You could.
Okay.
Of course you could.
Yeah.
Because salt preserves also,
Correct.
right? Salt.
Correct.
So it could stay as long as you want. Let's say if you didn't have the time to get to it.
Sure.
You could do it at another time.
Would you end up like draining it in what we see at like the stores that they cut up the parsley, they cut up the garlic?
Well, that's what I'm going to do in step 2.
Okay, that's what you're going to do.
I'm going to, like, when they're ready, rinse them, and then I'm going to dress it.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah. And sure, like how we marinate it. It's not just like oil, like you said, parsley. We also do like carrots and celery, so it's kind of like a little salad, olive salad, if antipasto mixture.
That's not the one that they put the red pepper and the cauliflower, right? That's not the same thing.
No, that's like a different. That's the else. Jarred one.
Yes, right.
What is that called? I can't remember right now, but I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's like a jar mix.
Carrot, cauliflower, red pepper.
So it's kind of like.
But there's no olives in there, though.
No, I don't. Or maybe one. If I don't know.
For flavor.
I don't know, but
yeah.
My mom we put carrots, we put celery,
right,
garlic,
celery,
oil, you season it. Yeah, so
okay.
It comes out really good. And then it stays in your refrigerator. And then whenever you need antipasto, pop them out and you're done.
So what else did you make?
Did you ever grow up doing olives?
No.
Not even your dad?
My dad, the only thing that I've seen my dad do, and he did it well, but for some reason he just did it once and that was it. We made cheese. So we did kind of like the primo sale. Because it's not that hard to make if you really think about it. It really isn't.
Cheese is something I've never made. I love eating it.
Yeah, no, of course.
But I've never made it.
At the prices of what primo sale is, I would rather make it at home. But you need raw milk. You can't find raw milk down here. You have to go upstate, like where my father lives, and the farms will sell it to him. It's just, there's like an enzyme you put in, a little bit of lemon. It's almost like the same way you kind of make mozzarella or ricotta.
Ricotta has that.
It's the same thing, but like the way it sits.
To make the curds.
Right. And the way it sits they have like a special basket. They put the.
Ricotta.
Yeah. Well, also with because primo sale really is basically ricotta, but it's more soluble. And then you could even put it. Remember, they also put that in the oven too, and they cook the primo sale in the oven. They call it primo sale. Yeah, they call it. Yeah. They go. Father, I can't remember the name of it, but it's the same thing where they bake it like lightly, and it gets toasted, and it has a different flavor to it, but it's pretty good. That's the only really thing that he kind of like made from, like, he doesn't do sausage. He doesn't do like the olives. He knows how. It's just,
yeah.
he doesn't get bothered.
Like I said, cheese we've never done.
Yeah.
I have family members that make it all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And like the baskets of them by the loads. We've never done that. But olives every year.
Yeah.
I guess we love olives.
And we don't even do this. Like, I think my parents did the sauce 3 times. The jarring of the sauce.
Okay.
They don't do it. They never really did stuff that often like that.
Yeah.
It's just who's got the time, who has the energy.
Yeah. And your mom always worked too, right?
My mom always worked. My dad always worked. It was kind of like come home, we eat, sit down, shut up, we go to bed. That was it.
I love making these homemade things.
No, absolutely.
Like I have such great memories making all these things. Like olives, sauce.
Yeah.
Cookies, homemade pasta. Oh my God.
Because your family had, the time, the want to do it. That was mainly your mother that was doing all these things because she learned it.
Well, my mom,
and
not
then she
my
learned
dad.
from her. Right,
it was
right,
my mom. But then with both my grandmothers, they were big on making these things. Like, and then with my grandmother, like on my mom's side, like as she got older, like she would still do it, but in smaller quantities. Mm-hmm. So I remember like a small basin like this. And she would make sauce and she would still make her sauce, but in smaller quantities, not this big overwhelming production with, like she would do it in the basement and she would fill the basin with the tomatoes, like everything, but in smaller quantities.
Right.
Just
listen,
still do it.
If you can, you can.
Yeah.
You do what you can. You made something else this week too.
Yes. So this week I also made tortellini al brodo. Oh my God. And I'm actually kind of mad at myself, if it makes any sense.
For what?
Because it was so delicious.
Yeah. And it's not hard to make either.
No. It was very easy. But it was so good that I'm like, why have I not made this more often? And I did make it when I first got married.
And then what happened?
And he didn't like it. Not that he didn't like it. He said like it tasted bad. It wasn't. He's not a soup person. Okay? Let's just make that clear. He's not a soup person. So it wasn't his favorite thing. So Mila Baba, if my husband don't want it, then I won't make it, right? And I never made it anymore.
He has to be the food bane of your existence.
I don't know why I go after him.
If I want tortellini al brodo, I'll go have a wonton soup.
I was just about to say, tortellini is the Italian wonton.
Somebody did say that, the reason I like wonton soup is because it's like tortellini. I swear to God, somebody said that. I was like, all right, I guess.
You know what's funny? So I like the tortellini, but I don't prefer it in the soup. Normally what I do is, and I think I have like a video or 2 of it, I like to get the ham steaks, dice up the ham steak, really like small pieces, like small. Throw that in a pan with butter, and I want to put, I put petite. I don't use big peas. Petite green peas and panna instead of heavy cream.
Okay.
And it comes out so much. It's decadent. It's like this will fill you up. And I like to have that with the tortellini.
Okay. I mean, I love tortellini.
Oh, you can have it with anything.
In an Alfredo sauce, a cream sauce, tomato sauce. It's delicious. But I'm like, just why?
I haven't had a tortellini with sauce in a while, like red sauce.
With tomato sauce?
I haven't had that in forever. Now that you kind of said, I'm like, wait a minute, I did used to have it with that.
Honestly, I always kind of grew up with the tomato sauce version because my mom didn't cook with creams and she really didn't. She never really made Alfredo or anything. So cream sauce has really never existed in my house, really, growing up. But so tomato sauces was always kind of like So we always made the tortellini with the tomato sauce.
So the tortellini al brodo that you made. So basically, just walk me through it. Like what was the layout? How did?
Honestly, it's the simplest thing. You have diced garlic. No, not garlic. Onion.
Mm-hmm.
You saute it. Then you add, like the broth. Like the spinach goes at the very end. It's just a light broth.
So you
That's
put,
all it is with like chicken broth. I do half chicken broth, half water. Because I feel like, I don't know if you ever find it, like if you just cook with straight chicken broth, it gets salty.
It's already salty off the jump.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But as you cook it down in your dish, I feel like that saltiness elevates even more.
It
So
can.
I kind of do half and half. If you ever notice in my like dishes,
Yeah.
I do like some broth and then I'm doing a cup of water.
Yeah.
Or like with lentil, I do that, like the pea soup or whatever. So I always kind of do half and half. And then at the ending, when it's all done, shut it off, and then you put your spinach on top because you're not cooking it. You're
No.
wilting it down.
Right.
And then you just like kind of stir it in, and that's it. It's
So
like so fast.
It's so what do? You do onion and what else? Just onion and then the broth, or do you do onion, carrot, anything?
Honestly, I didn't do no carrots and celery. But honestly, if you wanted it, you can.
Yeah.
But I just kept it simple. Like you
Okay.
just saute a little onion for that like little flavor
Yeah.
in the background, and that's it. But it was really good. Like with the broth, I'm like, why have I not done this
Yeah.
more often?
Well, who you with? So I say tried. So I messed up, as I normally do when I cook, because, we don't learn lessons. I was making meatloaf. And I said, meatloaf's easy. I could do it. I've done it. It's not a big deal.
It is
Right.
an easy dish.
It shouldn't be a brain teaser here. They even have the sell packages. It's literally called a meatloaf mix.
Oh yeah,
It's just veal, pork,
it's been
and
mixed.
beef. That's it. No big deal. You want to hear what I did?
Please tell me.
So thinking about it, you're like, okay, what is a meatloaf? It's basically a giant meatball.
It is.
It is, depending on what you put on it.
Right.
Didn't put any parsley, but I did put, a little bit of cheese in it. And actually, what I did was that I'm going to do again, which wasn't the part that I messed up on. I actually got a small brick of cheddar. I julienned it. I made small and I kind of put it in the mix. So when it was
would
cooking,
be cheesy.
it would be cheesy. It was great. It was awesome. And the outside, a lot of people put like a ketchup to seal.
There's
seen
so many varieties
But they're
out
saying
there.
that's the original way.
Okay.
I don't do that. I do the tomato paste.
Paste.
I use tomato paste just to seal it in. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a timer on this thing. I was doing 3 different things at once. I'm trying to figure out my life as I'm cooking. Throw it in the oven.
And you
375. No. I pulled it out too early.
Oh.
I opened it up. It was so soft. Like it was just, you could tell it just finished cooking and it was soft. I had to throw it back in.
Oh, I was going to say, that's not a bad mistake because you
it
can
annoyed me
fix it.
because I was doing all these things and then half the time I'm forgetting what the frick I'm doing. And then again, mashed potatoes, right? We keep talking about them. So I wanted to do it a little different. I had heavy cream on the side, right? Butter. I had everything ready to go. Boiled the potatoes to the point where they were going to break. They were soft. They weren't like overcooked or undercooked. They were just right when I needed
It's so
them.
funny you always say that,
Yes.
about to break.
Yeah.
Just say they're tender.
I can't.
Like about to break,
But my
I see
tender-
spot there.
No.
About to break, that means you're about to fall
If I
apart.
can put a fork in it and it doesn't break, but I see the cracks, that's when it's good.
It's tender.
So they were about to break. No.
They're tender.
So I had them. I had my ricer out, and I had in the saucepan.
Oh, you use a ricer?
Yes, I use a ricer. Yeah,
So you like it smooth?
but that's the thing. They don't.
You don't
come
like it
out-
lumpy?
No, I don't like it lumpy. But the way, but
like
even
lumps.
but even this, it's still not smooth the way I want it. There's another way to do it.
A ricer makes it very creamy.
I got another way for you.
What?
That makes them even creamier. Yeah, hold on. So in the saucepan, I actually put the butter and the heavy cream. I put a little bit too much. So then when I put of heavy cream.
Okay.
So I let that get hot. And then, remember I said that I got to try it with all the stuff that we put into be hot and warm.
Yeah.
So I put too much of it, and it came out like puree. It came out like liquidy.
Oh, so besides you physically poured it in too much, not that you heated up too much, you poured it all in.
Too much in.
Oh, do you have any flakes at home? Because that would have fixed it, like the potato flakes.
I do.
You should have thrown some in.
So
that would have saved it.
But what I did instead was I have a very fine garlic powder. Like it's not like the garlic powder you see at the like pizzerias. It's super fine. Like
yes.
2 taps of it, and you feel like you have a whole head of garlic. So I put that in, and I had Parmesan that I just grated that day.
Okay.
It thickened it up a little bit, but it was still. But good part is that it actually tasted Parmesan with the garlic. The potatoes came out fine. I mean, don't get me wrong; they were still soupy. But they were fine. That meatloaf, kind of like. I was really disappointed with what I did. I was so mad at myself. I threw it back in at 400 for another 20 minutes. Then it came out phenomenal.
Oh, so.
But it's like I was mad. Once I'm mad, I'm in that state. That's it. I might as well just go to bed. Turn everything off, let everything rot, and go to bed. Because that's how I get that way. But speaking about a better way to do the mashed potatoes.
Okay.
You get that fine mesh colander. And I've seen people.
Who's going to do that?
I have seen 6 different people smush it through there. Can I tell you something? I looked at that product when they were done. I said, wow, that is amazing.
That's like the silliest thing I've ever heard.
They put it over the thing and then with a.
Okay, maybe if you're doing like one potato.
No.
You
They had 3, 4 of them. With 3 or 4 of them, they literally mushed it down and they were pushing it through, and it was gumming down the other side. When you talk about creamy, that is creamy.
Well, of course. Nothing's going to get through that.
I have a nice sized one, colander, and I'm going to try it with that next time. I want to see how it comes out. Because it's like trying to put it through a cheesecloth. It's almost the same thing. I got to see how that comes out.
I swear to God, I've never seen this in my life.
In fact, they have one that's because normally you see the colanders that they're like bullshit.
Rounded, yeah.
They have flat ones, and on that flat one, exactly, they have the flat mesh, and they'll put that above a bowl or a saucepan, and they will literally press and push the potatoes down through the mesh, and it would come out. It comes out creamy.
When we make mashed potatoes, we make so much.
Yeah.
That I would not do that.
No, well,
because we're making so much.
Exactly.
Like, and I tell my kids make extra. Get extra potatoes. I don't care because
the hand mash.
I just hand mash them.
You hand mash.
I really do.
Yeah.
I mean, and actually, that's how you know they're homemade. Well, I feel.
No, if you make them at home, they're homemade. Come on.
Yeah, I know. You know it's homemade, but if you have little lumps here and there, that's like another
home style.
Yeah,
lumps
don't hurt nobody.
No, I mean, listen, the lumps are great. I mean, listen,
But then I would use a ricer if I really wanted it smooth.
The ricer's good. I've used it.
They come out really
a bunch
smooth
of times.
with a ricer.
They come out fine.
They come out good.
It's all right.
It's good.
It's all right. I mean, listen, because there are days where I'm like, you know what? Maybe hand mashing them would be just as
But
good.
I always hand mash it.
Yes.
Always.
No, but and then you feel the thickness that you want. You know what I'm saying? When you already put it through the ricer and you've already put your stuff in, you're kind of done already. But with the hand mashing, you're like, oh, this is the texture. I like. You could feel it.
Then you see how it is.
Pull it up, you're like, oh, that took a little bit of force to get it out. All right, these are thick, like the way I want them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Trust me. So also, we went out to a nice little
we did.
festival.
We went to a nice festival a few days ago.
It was called
in the city.
Dolce e Salato.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was really cool. Like there were so many vendors there.
Yeah.
All these like products from Italy.
We met a lot of cool people there too.
Yeah, we really did. And I even tasted things that I've never had before. You did too.
Yes.
Like one thing was that cherry balsamic vinegar.
Yes.
That you were like licking that spoon like
tomorrow. I have never tasted balsamic vinegar like the way I tasted that. And they were saying like this stuff takes a while to produce. It is expensive.
He did say that.
But you taste it. Like that's great to put on like not to be gross, but like on like even vanilla ice cream, they had it on.
Well, what did they serve it on? Panna cotta. I
Panna cotta.
love panna cotta.
And how did it taste?
So when
with it?
I was like grabbing them, like it was
Right.
so good.
They had a savory one, and
It was
that one
delicious. It
I
really
couldn't
was.
believe
They
it.
had that one
Yes.
with the cherry balsamic.
Yes.
They had one that was the saffron one.
Yes.
And you're like, you see, Enza?
That's the taste. See?
That's the saffron. But that one was really good
But
too.
now you taste that what the saffron offers as far as a flavor.
Saffron is so mild.
It is
It's
mild.
so mild.
But
So
you
I
can't
was
say
not
it's not.
tasting saffron.
But you were.
No, because this was a nice creaminess. Like it wasn't vanilla, but it had like a nice creamy flavor like that. Saffron is like such a light, subtle flavor. You're not picking anything up. Yeah.
Stop it.
No.
Just
So
stop.
I didn't
That's fine. That's
taste
fine.
any like, oh, this is saffron. No way.
Because hold on, let me ask you this one. Is
Like
that
I
because
tasted more of a creamy, not vanilla, like a cream, but a nice sweetened cream flavor. As for the other one, it was plain panna cotta. So I saw the difference.
right?
But it wasn't saffron that I was picking up. It was like that sweet cream flavor.
You got to get more into the flavor profile of saffron. I'm telling you, it's like there is a flavor to it. It's like you gotta get into it. Trust me, it's good. It is good. But
Okay. So besides the saffron, what else? Oh, okay.
the olive, the tapenado, the
the
spreads.
olive spread.
Yeah.
Have you had that before?
Oh, yeah.
I love that.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, and I feel like you don't hear about it anywhere.
No.
Nobody talks about it. Nobody really serves it. I
No.
love it. It's so good.
They used to serve it a lot back in the day, and it kind of like fell off.
Yeah,
the
like
face
it
of the
kind of
earth.
died out.
Don't
But
know
it's
why.
so good. Like I don't understand why people aren't like more with that. Like buzada is everywhere.
Right.
Like why isn't that on the table with bread?
It's not a go-to.
It's delicious.
Not a go-to. It is delicious.
Oh my god! It's like I would literally lick that bowl clean.
Right.
That's how good it is.
And then they had there was a vendor behind them or in front of them, whatever you want to call it, that had the stuffed cacio e pepe balls.
Yes, the stuffed cacio and pepe
What
pasta.
the hell?
Now we've been talking about cacio and pepe recently, like a
Yes.
lot. That we
Yes.
need to do this.
Yeah.
But it was so funny that they had a vendor there making it, but it was different.
Right.
It was round,
Stuffed.
and the inside was that creamy cacio and
Yes.
pepe cheese.
Yes.
It was really good. Rich,
Right.
not that you would have a lot of it.
No.
But it was like the one or two, it would be enough.
Let me put it.
But it was good.
And it was good because then how they kind of like you can't just like put it to boil and then you eat it. You need something with it. And all they did was a simple butter on the outside. They threw it in the pan. They let that swim around for a minute or two just to make sure
I
that
think
it got
it was
the
a
flavor.
little more than butter. It wasn't just butter. It had to have
There was
been
no
something
cream.
else.
I saw them working it. There was no cream. It was, if you looked at it, it was just a buttered pan, and they would have it rolling around in there to make sure it gets a little bit of, I guess, cooking it a little bit further than the strainer that they had.
Right.
But it was simple. It was just a buttery outside.
Yeah.
And then when you bit inside, it was
You got all that creamy filling. That was really good.
right. And that was
That I
pretty
never
good.
had before.
Yeah. And I almost got drunk.
And then their gelato. Oh, well, okay, we'll go there. Oh, I know.
That
I'm like,
stuff was
there with
awesome.
you. All of a sudden, I look. I see you have like
I had a
six
stack
cups,
of 5
a stack of
cups.
in your hand.
There was one that had like a licorice.
Well, I'll let you say because you tried them all.
Well, that's what it was. So I don't. It was a liqueur, and he was selling all these
like
different
5,
types.
6
It
bottles.
was like 5 or 6 bottles. They had like
I had the limoncello. They also had the lime wine.
limoncello. They had the limoncello.
Yeah, I tried the lemon.
You had
It
the
was like
lemon one on
this
the other side.
Yeah.
Yes. Then the original one that I tasted was like a vanilla type of kind of like licorice type of taste. That's not my thing. It's almost like like Sambuca is like very heavy
Yes.
licorice. I got a lot of notes of licorice and vanilla.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of
I was like,
licorice.
The limoncello that they had, very well done. I would definitely,
Okay.
I could see eating that with like ice cream or something. It would be really, really nice.
Okay.
I think I skipped one flavor, and then they had the cherry.
Oh, I know. You were all over the cherry.
Oh my God. I would have not mind buying a bottle because they had them cold
Yeah.
and just walk the area with just swigs, just walking around. It was so damn good. It was disgusting. I don't know how they're doing it, but they did a very good job.
Selection there.
And yes, the ice cream.
Yes, so the gelato was delicious. It was so creamy.
Hands
I mean,
down.
gelato, how could you go wrong with gelato? But actually, on the other side was the company Partana with their oils and stuff. So the woman was actually telling me that Dua Lipa, she did this thing where she has vanilla ice or gelato, right? It has to be gelato. And she would put sea salt and then the flavored infused oil.
I've seen that
so
before.
Either the orange or the lemon. So that's what they were demonstrating there. It was so good.
I've seen that way before she did that.
I never have.
I've seen it years ago.
I never
where they would put it would be vanilla gelato
with the oil,
and they would drizzle the
but
olive
like a
oil.
little bit, not like a lot.
No, they wouldn't let it swim in it.
So good. Like I chose the orange and just that hint. It was good. It worked.
Yes, yeah, and you know what? It wouldn't be a bad idea if we even tried it. To be honest, like do like a little
really
home
good.
one. No, it was
I was surprised with that.
It was a good festival. It was definitely.
And then they had all the cold cuts.
Mortadella. Yeah, you took a half a pound of mortadella on one toothpick.
Listen, I put the toothpick. Whatever came. I can't touch it and put it back. So
no, it was good.
I didn't want to be rude.
And the coffee place, they had the same people from Global Eat that they had a coffee vendor with them. Even that was pretty good. So
yeah, no, they had everything delicious. They even were making pizzas.
Yes, in the back.
Yes.
I don't know if they were doing like a contest or something, but it was like all timed out. You got a good shot.
Yeah, I saw them make a few pizzas. They were cutting it and putting it out for everybody to taste. They had the pizza ovens there.
Yes.
That's what it was. They were demonstrating their ovens and making pizzas.
And they had that the bombolije, the little donuts that were filled.
Yes,
bombolini,
with Nutella.
And they had Nutella and custard.
Okay.
So it was pretty good.
Everything was delicious, literally from all around the thing.
I can't even. Oh, the Napolitan guy who had the panettone that.
Oh, okay,
that spongy, soft panettone that this guy had. I couldn't believe, because normally when you eat panettone, it's like dries your mouth out.
That's when it's old.
Well, no, even brand new ones I've seen with like the dates are
usually
good.
Usually panettone is fresh, it's tender. You could tell when it's fresh. But
come on, but you still can't compare it to that.
Was so soft.
Oh my God.
It was so soft. But he was saying it's because with their wheat, they wash it with water.
Right.
Other companies,
they don't.
They wash it with air.
Oh,
however, that's a different process. I don't know.
Yeah.
But they wash it with air. They're the only ones that wash it with water.
Yeah.
So, okay. I mean, their process is different, but it's working for them. And
I haven't tasted panettone like that in a long time. Good. So it was a good day.
Panettone? Did he have it written
No, it wasn't. There was no cream filling, so it was definitely panettone.
It had fruit in it.
It had fruit and nuts in it, which I kind of... Listen, I don't care what anybody says. I like that one.
No, it was delicious. It really was. That's definitely, I could see myself having coffee with that.
And we had plenty of coffee while we were there.
And we did, right across. We were having espresso.
I'm telling you, man.
No, it was a really great event. All the vendors were so nice.
Yes.
In explaining their products and their companies to you.
I'm telling you, barely English was spoken that day.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, everybody flew in.
Everything was amazing.
It was so, yeah, I mean, listen, it was a good week. I think that we definitely got to go to more things like that and test them out and just see what's out there, because it's
of course,
awesome.
and you learn new things too. Like I never knew about that thing with Dua Lipa and the gelato and the oil.
That's the thing, like they're using that as a jump off because she's a celebrity.
But that's like showing other combinations of foods that a person normally would not put oil in ice cream.
Correct.
We
wouldn't because that doesn't happen here. But I've seen that.
I don't know. I've never seen it. I could just say for myself.
Yeah.
But.
Because even the oil, when it gets really, really, really cold, it comes out it looks like a syrup.
Well,
if it gets really cold,
sometimes
because you're on top of the ice cream, plus the sea salt helps accelerate the cold process. You'll see it.
Or even the vinegar.
Oh yeah,
the panna cotta.
Listen, let me tell you something. I would even put that on ice cream and eat it. Even she said she was putting
dessert,
it on
100%.
Are you kidding me? Oh,
but aside from that, let's talk about how everything we ate for lunch this afternoon.
Yeah. I brought over some leftovers, and but the leftovers are like the good leftovers you want. You know what I mean? Not like
It's good things that you want to make extra of.
right. And you don't mind reheating it in a certain way.
Oh no, of course. It's like a whole nother meal on another day.
I brought over some sauce. I made my my meatballs, and I had extra pasta left over, so we did la pasta frita.
Yes, the best way to have
100%
leftover pasta.
That crunchy when you take that bite and you hear you can hear it in your own head. Oh, that's always the best about it. Always, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I love fried pasta.
I mean, like it also again depends. Like what kind? Like if it's not pasta with sauce, I don't think I'll refry it. I don't even think I'll even have
pasta with sauce. That's
because what else can you refry?
Well, no, you're refrying pasta with sauce. That's what that dish is, leftover pasta with sauce.
I think the only one that I could actually refry and enjoy is the pasta with broccoli. I could always refry that.
But you wouldn't be like frying it to the point it'd get brown.
No. I can. Yeah. I put it to where it gets really crunchy.
Oh, I've never.
Yeah.
Mainly for me, it's like pasta with sauce.
Right. Exactly. I wouldn't do it with anything else.
Yeah, it was really good. The meatballs were very juicy.
Yeah. Bread and milk. Always going back to the old school way. Bread and milk, garlic, parsley, Parmesan, 2 eggs, and then you got your 3 types of the meat. So
it was really good. I put it in bread. I made a sandwich out of it.
You do whatever you want with it.
It was delicious.
Frank swallowed like 5 of them down. That's always good.
Yeah.
I see what you mean. You like making him happy because you're like, oh, I did something good. Look at him. He's over there.
See what you made him happy today.
Yeah, well, listen, we could switch once in a while. That's all I could tell you.
So you have anything planned coming up?
I'm so scattered brain and work is killing me. I got to figure it out. Yeah. But I do end up wanting doing the cacio e pepe with you.
Yes, that we keep saying we got to make. But we will.
We will. And we'll do it soon.
We'll do it soon. It's an easy dish. It's not like it's hard. It's not difficult.
It really isn't difficult.
So that we're going to do. Yep. I'm going to keep up on my olives.
Do it.
Because now's the season for it.
Are you going to do an update video on it?
Yeah, I have to. Once they're done in the water.
Sure.
Then I'll show that. And then when I marinate it. And then like in about a month or so, then it's the black olives.
Okay.
So, and then I'll show you guys.
Are you going to get that one pitted? Are you going to those pitted or not pitted?
No. The way they come natural with the pits.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll be interested in seeing how that comes out. All right. Yeah. This has been fun. I will catch you later. Catch everyone later. And then that's it. Bye.
Bye.